Good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Richard here. Just bear with me. I'm trying to do my little man, but it's not working. There he is. I can just only have it pixelated. It looks really weird. I don't know what's going on. So annoying. I don't know why he's like that. He was a cutie. I don't know. Anyway, thanks all for coming on tonight. It was a last minute thing and that I noticed yesterday. So I'm going to be I'm just trying to sort this poor man out. I'll leave it as that. It doesn't really matter, does it? Really? Let's see if I can move him smaller. See if that makes a little bit of a difference. There. Anyway, people, welcome to the show tonight, and it's a little bit different. And the reason why you haven't got me on screen because I'm going to be talking about an experience. Now, I'm going to be showing you images, and I'm putting that under the copyright fair use, which basically means I'm using it for evidential information and to give you a better understanding of what I experienced. Okay, I am no way defaming or slandering the person I'm going to be talking about. What I am going to be talking about is what I experienced last night. And I have gone onto this individual's website and I cannot find the video feed which I witnessed yesterday. But I'm still going to give you my account and show this individual. I'm not here to name or shame him, but what I am here to do is to explain to you what I witnessed and looking at this individual's site. As I said, I am not here to defame him or to slander him or call him a fraud. But I will be talking about that later on in the show and what I think and how I feel. I would like your feedback, I would like your interaction, and tell me what you think on your experience through tonight and what you've experienced yourself with frauds and fakes. I will try and keep an eye on all the comments, as I can imagine there's going to be quite a few, or hopefully there's going to be quite a few on who's given me their feedback. But this is just my interpretation of what I saw last night. Okay, so who am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the medium called, I'll rephrase that, his words, not mine. James Higgins, TV spiritualist medium. That is the name he goes by. Okay, that's what he says he is. And I'm not here to defame him at all. And I will keep mentioning that because obviously there's legality involved here. So what was my experience last night? I couldn't sleep, so I was up quite late. It was around 12 o'clock. And I just searched online to see who was on doing live readings. And there was a few typical American ones on, and this James Higgins came on. And I must say, I was watching him for 40 minutes, and I was getting myself rather upset as to what was happening. Now, you've all heard of the Facebook stars, where, and I have no issues with people doing that. That's their choice. If they earn a living, that's fine. But there's, in my view, there's a limit in how you, in my view, con people. Or con may be a strong word, but how you manipulate or you try and convince people to spend their hard-earned money. Now, what I witnessed within those 14 minutes was this James Higgins constantly telling people he only has a few minutes left to give someone a reading. And people have to keep sharing and keep paying him all stars, giving him stars. He openly admitted last night he had over 20,000 stars, which is equivalent of £200 within that 40 minutes that I was there. Now, do that make you understand how Facebook works with the stars? That anybody, including SBTV, if we want to, any individual who broadcasts can do something called stars, where Facebook earns money and the individual earns money. And it's usually $0.001. Okay. And that dollar, that 1 cent, I should say, or 1p if we're in the UK, is then given to the person. So 1 pence you might think is not a lot of money. And so if you need to buy these stars in a batch of 100, which works out to be £1, you might think, well, that's not too much. It's only £1 and I get 100 tokens and I can give it as a gift. If it's for good causes and it helps people, then so be it. I'm all for that. It's great. So that's where it lies. That's where it is. Okay, so it's 0.01 pence. And you must buy them in bulks of 100. But Facebook will charge you £1.40. Whereas obviously the exchange and things, so don't quote me on that. And it works out, for example, that the person gets £1 or $1 and Facebook get the 40 pence. Okay, that's how it works, all the exchange rate, as I said. So it's an incentive to make Facebook more billions, and it makes the individual a bit more pocket money. But what this gentleman did last night was keep on and on and on, in my view, badgering people, asking them to constantly give stars. And he kept saying, I'll give someone a reading, I'll give someone a reading. And in that 40 minutes, he openly admitted he had 20,000 stars, which worked out to equivalent around £200 within 40 minutes. And within that time, he said, oh, it's ran out. We need to start again. And you need to start paying. And whoever donates, I will put their name forward for a reading. About half an hour went, and he kept pushing people to spend money. And I noticed some regulars from SBTV were on there as well. And they were giving him 50 stars, 100 stars, paying him all this money. We can't even get 37 pence when we ask for kind donations to help keep this site going. So that's made me think a bit more of people being desperate. And when I was watching this, I was calculating it all. And he was quite happy promoting that he was in Russia, in a hotel, doing some kind of deals to make more money. That's how it came across, and that's what he mentioned about being in Russia. I tried to find a video this, earlier on. I can't find it anywhere. It seems though it's been deleted. I went on there, said, please don't support this man. He's a con man sort of thing. In my view, he's just taking people's money. He's not giving readings. I was blocked, obviously. I was then carrying on. I continued watching, and he gave a reading to someone. It wasn't just me. There were other people commenting saying, who is this reading for? In my view, he made up a name, and he gave this woman some information which could have been evidential, but not one person in that chat room could take who it was for. I could not see any name of this individual. There were other people within this chat room saying, who's this for? Who is this person? This person's not on here. So he made it up. And then he took another further 20 minutes and he constantly asked people to give him money. Now, so be it for people who to earn a living. I don't have an issue with that. But what got me so much that he was preying on vulnerable people. That these people at this moment in time who have no money, who are struggling, who go to live shows like SBTV, who need help, who need support, who need some guidance and some upliftment. Now, as you know, SBTV for 3.5 years have been struggling, but we still keep the shows 100% free. And we only have 14,000 followers. And Facebook have been blocking us. They haven't been promoting our shows. They haven't been sending messages to people when we go live, so there are notifications. And they've also not been sending the chats, what you say on Facebook, into our system. They've been blocking a lot of our shows, as in saying it's a copyright with music. SBTV own the copyright of everything that we do. I actually purchase the music, and I purchased a broadcasting license to do that as well, up to 1 million shows. And it's all purchased, but they block it. Where YouTube, on the other hand, don't. So this is why I prefer using YouTube, because one of these days, as you know, a couple of years ago, Facebook did block us for 5 months. So I ask everybody to go onto YouTube, because that's the platform that I support and I would continually support, because they're not as money grabbing people like Facebook. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because people have complained about this James Higgins constantly. There's even websites out there that turn around and say about this James Higgins and how much of a fraud. But sadly, I believe Facebook won't do anything about this individual purely because they make money from him. That's what I believe. Now, you can search under the groups, which I'm just about to show you. There's a couple of groups out there that warn people about this man. You look online for newspapers, he's on there as well. Now, what he turns around and says is that he's on Sky, he's on BBC, and all this sort of stuff. And it's probably because he's been called out as a fraud, and he can legally say he's been on there, and it'd be nothing different. So why am I having a go at this individual? Well, I'm not really. I'm just giving you information about the individual. Okay, so there's some of the groups alone, exposed, scammer and stuff like that. And there's not just him, there are loads, absolutely loads of people out there. Now, I expect some people will come on SBTV and say there's a lot of frauds on here, which is up to them. We try to do our best of vetting, and yeah, things go through, but we can't do everything. I'm just sorry. Yeah, I'm just really. Yeah, Hallie's house. I totally agree with what you're saying there. Obviously, I can't legally mention that on there, but that'll be another one what I will be investigating, because I think it's about time. If you believe in spiritualism and you believe this is your faith, then we've got to stand together and start naming and shaming and trying to stop these people being ripped off, being conned, and being upset by individuals. Now, as I said at the beginning, I don't have an issue with anybody making money. And if this is how he wants to make it, then so be it. But it's just the way it's being done. When you go to his site, now there's quite a few of them out there, so you don't know which one's legit or which one isn't. Now, I've tried to go on a few, and every time I go, it's different, and how many people are being seen, and so forth. Now, this is one here, which you can't see at the top. It's all about advertising, phone numbers, making money. And you can send a message, and on there you can see it's got 50, 101,000 sort of thousand followers. But when you see the post, it just doesn't make sense. Okay. For example, if we look here, okay, it's got 104,000. But when you look at the posts that are being placed, and you see how many people are sharing it or how many people have commented. This one here, 46 comments, 15 shares, but it's got 104,000 people. It doesn't make sense. Surely that would be around 10, 20, 30,000 people commenting or sharing. So for me, what happens, these people, there's companies out there that allow you to actually pay to get their numbers up. And I know this factually because I've had contact myself. We can make your number, we can treble your numbers overnight. You give us this amount of money and we can make it look as though you've got 104,000 followers. People see that number, think, well, they must be good because there's a lot of people going to that site. And when you scale all that down, it's probably got about 5,000 or 6,000. Okay. So when you look at a site and you think they're genuine, look at the comments. How many have been posted? How many shares there are? Numbers don't lie. Statistically speaking, it's impossible. It doesn't make any logical sense. As I said, it's up to them. And I've just seen what Stacey said. It's immoral, disrespectful, and it hurts people. It does. We can talk and talk and talk constantly about don't go there. But people still will. And nothing what I say or anybody else says, Facebook won't lock him down because they earn money and so forth. So it's down to the viewers here to say enough is enough. When you see someone defrauding or whatever the case may be, speak up. Go to groups, speak up, tell people that this is a fraud. Now, mediums have off days. Everybody has an off day. So you've got to give benefit of the doubt. But when you watch what this guy is doing, and if I go to, for example, the video section here, now this is what gets me. And as you know, where I've worked in television, so I understand a lot more about stats and how it works. And when you look at this here and what he's doing, this is how they try and get you. It says here, mentioned you in their live, and mentioned you in your live, mentioned you in your live. So what do? You think, oh, They've mentioned me. That must be maybe a message from my mum or my dad or my sister. So you go there. Whatever you do, do not send a message. Do not like, do not follow, because they will add you to some type of mailing list, and it is a nightmare to get off. And then what they do, they turn around and say to you, send me a text message. I've got your dad here. He's got a message for you. So you send it because you're desperate to hear from your father. That costs you £1.50, but the minimum is 3 texts. So you're looking at nearly £5 just for that. Okay? And then they constantly bombard you all the time. Now you look at all these poor people, 11,000, 27,000, 5,000, 59,000 people have watched this. But they've only got 732 likes and love and things. He never smiles. Have you noticed that? He wants me to log in. It would help if he smiled a bit, wouldn't it? So these are the things you've got to be wary of. Now, he could be very genuine. I do not know. Okay, but watching that last night, hearing that message for that person who didn't exist, sadly the video's been deleted. I've tried to find it. As you can see, it says 3 weeks ago. He was on last night, trust me, because I was watching it. There are many people out there who do exactly the same about this. Please, please, please keep away from these people. Yet again, a very similar site. Yet again, I'm not saying it. It might not even be him. It could be people who clone sites, doing fraud. We know that happens. What I'm talking about is what I witnessed last night. Okay, so these are things you've got to look for. Look at that. It says here 83,000 people on there. 50,000. When it says as seen on Sky TV, he was a part of the Psychic TV or Psychic Today television group. He was on there. So he can say he was on Sky TV. The Mirror, Psychic Today and all this sort of stuff, it could be where they've complained about him. I don't know, but they can still say he's there. Yet again, I'm not saying he's a fraud. I'm just telling you what I witnessed last night. Okay? You just got to be careful of what is happening out there. So if we go to this one, for example, this site, and it's very similar. Go to his video, it's just got more people on there. And there we go. So mentioned you in their live. No, they didn't. Did not mention me at all. It's a ploy for me to go onto their site to watch, to get more viewers. 245,000 shares. We're lucky to get 10 on SBTV, where we ask you constantly to share us, but you just don't. You got your reasons, that's fine, I understand. 1.3 million comments. 81,000 likes and thumbs. Because he tells people to do this, so he gets you to like his stars. Okay, I'm using all this copyrighted information under the fair use, as I mentioned earlier on. So what else have we got on there? When you look at all this again, and look at all these, what are there? Very similar to which we've just shown you. 3 weeks ago, 59,000, 41,000. Watch him, make your own mind up. Sit there for an hour. Don't comment, just watch and how he works. In that 40 minutes, he offered one reading, which lasted about 1 minute, 2 minutes max. We had no idea who he was talking to, because that person, and I scrolled up, other people were commenting, who is this person we're giving him into? We can't see her comments. We can't see this person on. Now, I don't know where this person came from. In my view, how it came across, he made up a person's name. He said a lot of fraudulent information. Now, people like that should be done under the Consumer Act and fraud. Because if you're spending money for reading and it's a gamble and you're not getting picked, is that fraud? I don't know. But what needs to be said, what needs to be done is, for example, SBTV has its own directory. And when people ask to come on there, we vet them. Veronica helps, and other people volunteer and help as well. And we're grateful for all their help. And if they have the SBTV badge room, that means they've been vetted, they've been on SBTV, and they've been verified by the viewers. It's the same with awards. These so-called famous mediums keep winning awards from these magazines or this show or that show. But then you find out they're sponsoring the damn thing. So is it legitimate? And everywhere you look, it's phone my psychic friends on this number and that number. And I don't have a problem with people doing that to earn a living. But it's going to the extreme now that spiritualism and people what we believe in this faith are being frowned upon and being looked upon and looked down upon. Oh, it's a load of frauds. But then again, we get frauds in electricians, plumbers, mechanics, 100% MPs. And every sort of business, there are not so many people who are nice. But for some reason, people put psychics, tarot cards and all this stuff in with spiritualism. It's got nothing to do with that. It's totally different. Spiritualism is a faith in believing life continues in a conscious mind after the spirit, after your human body dies. That is the faith on spiritualism. It has nothing to do with psychic, tarot cards, or anything like that whatsoever. They've just been put together. Now, this person isn't saying he's a psychic. He's saying he's a spiritualist medium. So that looks bad for everybody else. Okay, so why am I bringing this up? It's to try and make you aware. People like this, when you watch these people, is to be a bit more diligent what you're doing, what you are watching. Because trust me, they have no interest in you at all. They have the only interest, in my view, and what I could see in that 40 minutes of making money. That's it. There was nothing else there that came across as a genuine person. I'm not saying he isn't, but within that 40 minutes, that's what I witnessed. And this is my view on what I witnessed. So let's have a quick look. The definition of karma, he's just putting arrows out. So you're just saying definition of karma, just going around in circles. 38 comments out of 83,000 following him. Let's have a look what else has been mentioned, shall we? One of the hardest pills I have to swallow was realising I meant nothing to people. It meant a lot. It's all these sort of sentimental things that make you think, oh, this must be genuine. It's very sentimental. It's making me feel good. You don't know that. It's a way, it's a ploy of marketing to get you to spend more money. I do what I do for people because I wish I had someone like me in my life. Yeah, see what I mean? It's these sort of comments that are being placed, which then makes you feel sentimental. Talking about a friend who passed away. So you feel a bit more emotional. So you think, oh, I want to give a bit more. If you can afford a flight to Russia and stay in a top hotel in Russia, you've got to be doing something right, because that's what he mentioned last night on air. And is he quite openly admitting there's a lot of people out there, so I do not send out friend requests or blocking over 2,000 Facebook friends. Yeah, it happens. So yet again, what I witnessed and all these sites that I'm looking at, these could be frauds. These could be sites that have copied him or whatever. But yet again, I'm talking about what I witnessed last night. Okay. Right, I just want to go back to a comment that Heidi just said. She goes, I'm sorry, but I have seen SBTV guests doing the same with the stars, etc. I'm not going to name names, but everyone who watches will know. Yeah, I know some of the people you're talking about, Heidi. It's their site. It's up to them, as I said at the very beginning. I don't have an issue with anybody using the star systems, the phone systems, all way of earning money. If that's how they earn their money, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. What I'm talking about is what I witnessed last night with this James Higgins, and how for that 40 minutes, one reading, no evidence in my view, and he didn't really, all he constantly, and this is honest truth, constantly just said to people, I've got 4 minutes left. I've got 4 minutes left. You've got to put more stars. Give him more stars. Your name will go into a free prize draw to get free reading with me. And when he did give the person reading, it was about 2 minutes, if that. And that's what I'm talking about. If anybody else does stars, that's fine. SBTV doesn't do it. I have looked into it because we don't get enough donations to pay the bills. So I'm paying it out, yet again, out of my own pocket. And we've got a lot of overheads, as you know, with the streaming, the phone, the equipment and so forth. So I'm spending my own money to keep this channel going. And believe you me, I am the biggest moaner. I moan all the time about shutting SBTV down. Last month we had 16 or 18 people cancel their donations. I totally understand, because times are hard now, and I totally understand. But then I think about, I've been doing this for three and a half years. The idea was to bring spiritual people together, to make a community, to help one another, to support one another. and it has worked. Now, is it time for SBTV to move, to close down or whatever? Because I can't maintain it. So that's one thing I am looking at, as well as the stars, to earn money. But I'm not, money is the wrong loose term, but to actually fund this channel to keep it going. Because it costs about £100 a month with all the costs. Because the broadband that we have dedicated a broadband line in here, which is 1 terabyte, which is about £66 a month. Then we have the phone, so when I go out on location to broadcast, it's the business phone. And then we have our own dedicated server, which we have our website, so all costs. So that's all overheads that I pay for. Maybe I'm having a rant because I'm sitting there paying for everything, losing money every time, where you got people like him who just sits there for that 40 minutes just asking for money non-stop, and within 40 minutes earn between £200 to £400. Is it jealousy? Possibly. I don't know. And I agree with what you're saying, Heidi, is that it's playing on desperate people and they know that they're struggling. Liz, the reason why I don't do the stars, because if you read the terms and conditions on Facebook, it says that they take a percentage, and they also clearly state that it's down to their discretion if they pay you or not. Very unlikely that they wouldn't. But the one thing that really gets me is that they clearly state that any copyright information or anything that you own, you are signing over to them. So in other words, the logo to SBTV, copyrighted logo, copyrighted slogan, I then pass that to them. So if I move away from Facebook and go onto another channel, they could sue me for using the copyright material that they own, i.e. my logo that I created. And that is the reason why I will not, or thinking about not, going on and using a star system. Facebook is a money-grabbing, multi-billion-pound company who do not care. They say they do, but they don't. They've blocked us. They constantly block us. In the last 3 days, they blocked every one of our shows being broadcasted. They say it's copyrighted material where it's not. And it's a nightmare, absolute nightmare. As you know, we were blocked for 5 months a couple of years ago. We were getting between 2,000 to 6,000 people viewing our shows per show. And because we reached a certain amount of followers, i.e. 14,000, everything gets stopped. And the only way to lift that, to get notified that we're going live, is to pay Facebook. So we'll probably be blocked tonight anyway. So if that's the case, please go on YouTube and find us on Spiritual Psychics TV on YouTube, because we still be broadcasting on there. And I agree, it is freedom of choice, Heidi, and that's why I'm on here to try and ask people to keep away from these sites. There are other people out there who go live. Deb Clark, for example, Bill Hughes, Wimbledon Spiritual Trust, and all the others who may use the star system, and that's fine, it's up to them. But they're genuine people. They're there to help people. They want to help. They want to guide. They want to give. Where this James Higgins, on the other hand, and what I witnessed within that 40 minutes, didn't. It was all about money. It was all about greed. That's how it came across. That's how I felt by watching. I'm not accusing them of doing that, but that's how I felt by watching it. And as I said, I have no issue with any mediums making money. I think it's a good idea and a great platform to help you, to help spirit, and earn a living at the same time, if you're passionate to do something. But I don't have an issue with that. I'm not moaning about those people. I'm just giving you factual information of what I witnessed last night with that individual. Now, I'm going to go back to some of your comments. What do you think? What's your thoughts on these people who just take advantage of the vulnerable? Sorry, I haven't been reading all your comments. I've been in my rant. I want to get his face off of my channel now. I've had enough of looking at him. There we go. Thank you very much for your comment, Arlene. Some of our shows are brilliant, and we're trying. Obviously, there's mistakes, communication problems, and so forth. I'm only one person, and I get it from all sides, and I can't please everybody. I'm trying to, but people don't allow me to. And if I want a break or time off, I get accused of other things, and I have to have a life as well. So if the show's not on and I don't choose to come on or whatever, if the show's been cancelled by somebody else and they don't want to do it, That's life. I can't help. We're on every single day. You know, no other channel does this, what we do. There are others who are coming up, and very good channels, very similar to us, who are doing that. And I wish them all the very best. I noticed one site yesterday very similar to what we do, and a lot of our viewers are on there as well. So you seem to be jumping all over the place, which is great. Anyway, I'm going to read some comments now. Jasmine is here, so have a quick read what Jasmine is saying. My thoughts are, let's put that on screen so people can see that as well, for those on YouTube. Oh, it's gone over his head. There we go, just put that one there. There we go. My thoughts are that there are a lot of people preying on the vulnerable that are pretty easy to spot, but when people are grieving and desperate, then the red flags get ignored. Yeah, absolutely. And it's such a shame, Jasmine, that they are desperate. They are in need of this grievance and this pain to go away. And if you see someone who is not being truly honest, please speak up. I went on to a channel not so long ago, and as soon as I went on, it's a £25, like $25, I should say. I said, but I haven't watched you give a reading. I don't care. He said, if you want a reading, it's $25. I said, but I'm the only person here. There's no one on yet. And yeah, he refused to talk to me. That was it. He wasn't willing to offer me a free card or even have a conversation with me. It was $25 if you want to talk to me. I just left. And it's a shame that it gets like that. Let's read what Leslie is saying. Leslie, being a medium is a great responsibility. That's why it's so important to be trained properly and not, for instance, do a 6-week course and then think you're ready for giving readings. It takes years and you'll never stop learning. Absolutely. And people put down the SNU about training and it costs money. But if you want to be a professional plumber or professional mechanic or electrician or whatever, you're still doing the same thing. I believe, and I've always said this for many, many years, that it should be regulated. If you're going out there saying you are a psychic medium, a spiritual medium, and you're charging people, then it should be vetted. You know, just like anybody else. But that's my opinion. I know people don't like that, and I've had lots of disagreements with it, but that's my view. You wouldn't go and sit down with a doctor and say, he goes, oh, I'm not medically trained. He goes, that's all right, mate. I've seen you on Facebook. I got this spot. What's this mean? Oh, yeah, that's it. And he goes on tippy-tappy and go, oh, yeah, that's just a mole. All right, thanks very much. There's 25 quid. You wouldn't do it. Just wouldn't do it. Let's have a look what Alison is saying. She's saying, I think there is a way to have stars or some kind of thing on YouTube, but I can't remember what it's called. I'm not sure. I know it's monetary on YouTube. I think it's standard anyway, isn't it? You watch a show or whatever and an advert comes on and it's like that. Sadly, Facebook will never get that type of money because we only get about 60, 70 views on YouTube, so we're never going to be in that way, because I think you need to earn at least 100,000 views on one video to earn 20 pence or something ridiculous like that. So yeah, we got no chance there. What else? Let's have a look what else has been said. Rebecca's saying, your shows have helped me so much. Very much appreciate your hard work. You're welcome, Rebecca. But it's not just me, it's the mediums. It's the medium volunteering their time. It's the mediums that give up their time to help other people. You think about it. Let's just pick on Wendy Lindsay, because I've just seen her name on there. Now, she has to earn a living. Okay, so she does her readings and her pendulums and her teachings and so forth. But she comes on SBTV once a fortnight for, let's say, 2 hours of her time before the show and at the end of the show for free to help people. But in those 2 hours, she probably could have had 2 or 3 readings, which could have earned her money to pay her bills. But she's chosen to support other people in the hopes that people will book her privately for doing other readings, which is what we hope for. But it's that time that she's given to help these people. No mentions of making money, no mentions of using the star system or anything like that. Going back to James Higgins, I noticed that he has a subscription-based system on there at £3.49 a month to subscribe. And it clearly states that we can't guarantee a reading. And you're thinking, £3.49 a month that he gets. I wonder how many thousands of people are on there. Before Facebook changed their view, because as you know, they change it every single week. There was a point at one time you could actually see how many subscribers were on one page, and there was one medium which I shall be investigating as well, had such a ridiculous amount of people subscribing. I estimated it to be around £15,000 to £20,000 a month this individual was earning purely on subscriptions. A month, up to £20,000 a month. Plus doing the lives, plus doing the stars, plus the phone lines. And you can see why these so-called mediums who take advantage, where you've got other people, let's say Matt and Kirsty, using them as an example, they give so much to spiritualism and spirit. They go to churches, they drive for 3 hours going to churches and then drive back again and just ask for petrol money, but do it for free. Yes, they have their private one-to-ones, they have their courses, and they're always struggling. They're always trying to help people, but they never seem to get a break. They don't go online, do the phone numbers on this like and earn a ridiculous amount of money, because it's not who they are. They have that integrity to, I can't even talk now, to be honest and be genuine, and don't sit on front of their, like this James Higgins, every single night possibly, asking for stars for hours on end and only give maybe 1 or 2 readings and make an absolute fortune for really doing nothing. A bit like an MP, you know. So yeah. Let's have a quick look. What else? Now, as you know, I do my fakey readings. I never admit that I'm a medium, a psychic. I just do it for purely a bit of fun. And if it helps in some ways, then so be it. If it doesn't, then I'm not here to convince you otherwise. But I would never turn around and say to you, give me the stars, and then spend half an hour. I know sometimes when I go live, and I've asked people to donate, kindly donate. And I may be on for 2 hours, and I may have given like 20 readings, fakey readings as I call them. And I can't even get 37p as a donation towards the costs. But some people I watched last night were happy to give $30, $40. And it was upsetting me. I tried to contact these people, but I was blocked from this site. They say, please don't keep the money. Come on SBTV, keep your money. We get you a reading to help you. But I couldn't, because they blocked me. And I wish I can go to every one of those people who are on his show and say, don't trust this person of what I witnessed. Okay. Yeah, I've just seen Tony's go live on TikTok. Sadly, Tony, we only have, I think, about 43 followers on TikTok, and I've actually just given up because it's just so hard work. And when I've watched readers on there, I get this horrible chill down my spine of how they're doing. Now, I'm not here, I know it sounds like I'm moaning, and I like a good old moan like anybody else, but I'm just trying to get people aware of this gentleman. Please, please, please avoid him. Of what I witnessed. It's your choice. It's up to you what you want to do. If you feel that he's genuine and you feel that it's right for you, then so be it. But with those 40 minutes that I witnessed, I have never been so angry on these poor people who desperately needed support and love and messages, and he just took advantage. Money, money, money. That's all it came across. Yeah. Anyway, just reading what Kim has said there. Sadly, Kim, Facebook doesn't show me your comments. As I said, Facebook are not sending me all the comments. They block our shows. Maybe they don't like spiritualism and we don't make money for them. I don't know why. So if we're not on tomorrow because of this show tonight, go to YouTube. We'll still be there. There's an amazing medium that has been given his time and gifts for free a couple of times a week in the past 2.5 years. And he never asked for money. Highly recommend. I've also seen many scammers. I avoid them like the plague. Absolutely, Kim. There are some absolutely wonderful people out there who give readings, and we've tried to approach quite a lot of them to come on SBTV, and obviously they're busy or doing whatever they do. But those people who are genuine, give their time, are wonderful, wonderful people. And it's a shame that these scammers and these horrible people, we get them on SBTV, you know. when you're going live on our channel and someone approaches you about, send me a message, I'll inbox you with a reading, block them and report them. And you'll find that most of these accounts are frauds. They're just fakes, opened up that day to try and convince you to spend money. And it's a shame. Right, what else? Let's have a look at some more other comments. Thank you, Joanne. You have compassion, Richard. You just don't want people to be ripped off. I don't know about the compassion because I'm evil, but don't tell anyone. Yeah, in this day and age, everybody's vulnerable, including myself. And we all have things going on in our lives. There's certain situations in my life right now which are happening, which is personal to me. Only my close friends and family know. And I'm not here to divulge my personal life to you. But that it is affecting my personal life, and it affects my work of SBTV. So I've become very sensitive. So when I see this happening, who are getting ripped off and who need support, it's upsetting. It really is upsetting. That you can't help these people. How many spiritualists out there has asked spirit time and time again to win the lottery so they can help these people, and they never win? So you can't help these people, so you keep going. And what do I keep hearing from mediums? Oh, it's a lesson. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish, in my view. But anyway. Yeah, Liz, everybody gives a good moan, and I am the biggest moaner on SBTV. And I'm proud of it. All I know is that I am stupid, but paid twice private readings with James and never received anything. Tony, it's such a shame that if you live closer, we can obviously sort a reading out for you. But it's stuff like that. It's cost you money. You've been ripped off. You've been blanked. And even if you went onto his page and said, I've paid you, you're kicked off. See, you never will win against these people. Because I know that he was blocked and kicked off Facebook at one point, and then he put himself back on there again. And obviously Facebook has gone underneath the radar. Or there's people out there who are pretending to be him. We don't know. We don't know if it's him. The only thing we can go by is what I witnessed last night and the footage that's on there. But Tony, you've learned from that. So therefore, you're a bit more vigilant as to where you go and who you see and what you do. Okay? Yeah, not you, James. Right, what else? Who else has been? Hi, medium, Deb Clark. Hope you're all well. Yes, I do like to moan a lot. You can shut up as well, so do you. So, what else have they got here? Yeah, Jasmine is saying what she's saying there. Oh, where'd that comment go? Disappear. Oh, here we go. Right, Jasmine, they have made it so easy now that social media has appeared. Years ago, you would go to a festival to go to a recommendation from other people who had readings. Now it's so easy for people to set up and waffle, like me. Card readings have shot through the roof, and a lot of cards have meanings on them, so people are just sat there reading out the meanings and getting stars and booking readings. Yeah, absolutely. When we did our holistic fair in June, we got another one obviously in Christmas. We were very choosy who came on. One did slip through the mat. We turned around and said, you're not coming on. I walked off. She sat there, set up a table and started giving readings to people. I didn't want to create a scene and asked her to leave. I thought, I'm not in the mood for this, just leave it. But everybody else who was at that festival, I have vetted, I've witnessed myself do readings, and I had good recommendations. And this is what we like about the directory. When people come on our channel, when we do get many requests about people coming on here, and it's hard because you don't want to say no to people, but we've got to vet them, and it can take a couple of months. And yes, we accept newbies coming on as well to try and support them and say, look, you can do this. We have our Flender tonight for the VIP evenings. It's all about supporting. Okay. Joan Wood, what we got for Joan? All effects, all mediums out there. Absolutely, it does. Let's put that one on screen before I forget. Let's have a quick look. All mediums out there, it's unfair. You get out what you put in. If they have to beg followers to pay them for a reading, that's wrong. When I go on sometimes at 3 or 4 hours at a time, and all for free, it gives all genuine psychics or whatever they are a really bad name. It does, absolutely. And we get people on here putting us down, but it's fine. It's up to them if they want to do that. And we try our best. We can't guarantee everything all the time. Veronica does a fantastic job, as long with Wimbledon. And we try and keep a good reputation of SBTV of having decent mediums. If someone does slip through the net, we don't invite them back again. As you know, if people were on this evening, you know this story. We had a gentleman come on our channel and he spent 15 minutes talking about advertising himself, his shop and video and books, and kicked him off. I said, we're not here for that. Yeah, you can advertise, but we're here for the people, and at the end and during the breaks and whatever, you can do that. We don't have an issue. But spending 15 minutes. Tip for you. So if you hear it goes muted and goes quiet, that's me muting them because they're advertising. I don't allow it. It's not an advert channel. So yeah. So Joanne, for you, hats off to you, and thank you for spending your time, giving people your time and you have an energy to help. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's to take people that are genuine out there. Let's have a look what Keith has to say as well. He goes, I must admit that when I was being tutored for mediumship, I had to do at least 3 years practice and learning in the church. That I see has changed over the past few years. I think what you'll find there, Keith, is that because of the pandemic, people jumped on the bandwagon because people still had to earn money. So everybody came online. SBTV was going way before that, which I'm happy about. So we didn't jump on the bandwagon. And drawn right halfway through the pandemic, we were blocked by Facebook for 5 months. But we carried on. Yeah, we don't get as many viewers anymore. And it is disheartening, you know, when you see, for example, 40 odd people on and only 4 shares. And you think about how are we meant to grow and help people. And then they ask for readings and you think, well, what are you giving back to us? Well, you know, we're doing it. Look, there we go. A prime example. There's 34 people on Facebook. 9 people have shared. Out of 34 people. And I understand that some people can't share because their family don't know about it or whatever the case may be. And we appreciate for those people. And the reason why we keep asking for shares because Facebook doesn't tell people that we're live anymore. They block your comments coming to us so we can't read it. So it's more work for me to read Facebook and YouTube, copy, paste and everything. Where before it would go to our software and it would work all for us. There's that. If you click on live and type psychic mediums or whatever, we don't come up anywhere because they want us to pay. So sharing, that's why we ask for you to share, like and follow. It's to help people who can come and think, oh, this is a free page. Let's support them. We're supporting you. So please give something back. YouTube is the worst one. We get a lot of people come on there, mainly Indians, I think. And it's not criticizing them, but all about their love life. And we don't know who these people are. And people say about, oh, it's very cliquey, or it's always the regulars or the VIPs. Well, the VIPs are those who donate to our channel. So they do get priority because it's our way of saying thank you. And we get people who come on. If I went on this list right now and I see how many people I've requested to like our page, let's have a look, okay? Let's have a look. Because I go on most shows at the end, the following day, and I'll invite people to like and follow our page. And I would say only 80% follow our page, but they're regulars who come on, and they still don't. There's one I can see who comes on our channel every single show, and this individual was invited to like our page. Still haven't liked our page. It's their choice. I'm not saying they have to, but what I'm saying is that it works both ways. We don't ask for money, unlike James Higgins. And constantly, for that 40 minutes, went on and on and on. Okay, well, hi Warren, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. What he has to say. Oh, let's click on that, put that across there. Throughout the pandemic, I didn't charge one person, live or private. But like you say, a lot used to make it money. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Warren. And thank you again for giving your time and your energy to people to bring this love and light, as the expression goes. That's a funny way expression, but there you go. To help people. So I say thank you for that. Sally Ann, let's have a quick look. You're saying on here, Richard, someone shared a page who called me begs of the internet. That medium you spoke of at the beginning is on there. It says he earns £300 to £400 on each of his live. Yeah, that's what I think last night. When I was there, when he admitted how many followers, he probably changed it now, but it has been deleted. This video was deleted. I tried to find it. He openly admitted he had 20,000 stars, which equivalent to £200. Now, a decent medium, let's say Warren, for example, gave all those time, all that hour, that £200 would probably help so much for his family, bills and whatever. And that's a lot of money for a lot of people. But this one individual, this James Higgins, does it just to rip people off. I'm not saying he's doing that, but that's how it came across. That's what I witnessed. So that's my view. Now, James, if you're listening, or any of your trolls are listening, or your admin, or whatever, prove me wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Correct me. I would love to be corrected, because I don't have all the answers. I'm not saying I'm right. It's only what I witnessed. So please tell me. Yeah, it is on Facebook, Richard. Yeah. When I'm Kim, thank you for your question. A lot of stuff I'm talking about is about Facebook, because I know that YouTube is totally different, and we have nearly 3,000 subscribers on there, and I know that's more of the community there. People communicate, they have laugh and joke, they tell stories, become friends, and so forth. It's a lovely community. So we're trying to say to people, look, Facebook is going to drop us any day. I can feel it. They did it last year, in 2020, I think it was, for 5 months. And I wouldn't surprise me if they're doing it very soon, because I'm refused to pay. Because of this, what I'm saying tonight, they're going to turn around and say it's against the community standards. Someone will complain. So if we're not on, please know that we are still on YouTube. Okay. Richard, would it help if we go on Facebook and like and share on your YouTube? Yeah, whatever you feel can help. It's like anything. If you feel someone is a genuine medium, is there working away, and you feel it's going to help them, share them as well. Promote them, because it's going to help them as well. Because it's those private. You can only give like a snippet of readings on any live show, and it can be very sensitive. And you've heard Rachel, for example, when she does her shows, and she always says, "Reach out to me." She's not saying like you've got to pay me for my time. If there's an issue, talk to her. She's there to help. And like Warren, he's probably exactly the same. Deb Clark. I know Deb Clark doesn't do readings because she does a lot of church stuff. She spends her life on SBTV. Get a life. You know what I mean? But they genuinely help people. And talk about Deb Clark, actually. The 20th of August, she is actually doing a demonstration of mediumship at the Roebuck Inn. And it's only £5 per ticket. And that is not making any profit. That's actually paying for the room that she's in, and also the travelling expenses. So there's no profit being made whatsoever on that. Absolutely, yeah. As Alison just rightly said there about on her brunch show. A nice plug there, Alison. I was going to do it for you. You got there before me. So yeah, the brunch tomorrow with Alison and Dawn, and that's Alison just said, this is why they say on brunch to go onto YouTube and subscribe in case Facebook bans us again. Yeah. And so, yeah, then please, everyone, if you're not on there, we should put the link on there for you in a sec. Okay. Yeah, Sally Ann, I hear what you're saying. I've watched James Higgins, and his energies did not feel comfortable with me. He doesn't smile, doesn't give, doesn't laugh, doesn't he? Just sits there and just watch him. Please just watch one of his lives and make your own mind up. And then tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. Oh, absolutely, Heidi. Yeah, definitely. I want definitely put that on screen. Absolutely. There are still lots of fab genuine people out there, but there are just as many that claim to be but are fakes. Absolutely. And this is why we set up, Veronica and I set up the directory where mediums can go on there and the public can rate, comment on them. So, for example, he would never be on our show because I'd never accept him. But if so many people went on there, but you don't know if he has his own cronies going on there and supporting him because they think he's brilliant. It's all been paid for. These companies out there that, look at Amazon, you know, all the products that they do there. It's been proven time and time again that they have a lot of fake accounts that people go on and say this product is brilliant, and they've got 2,000 stars. You're thinking, and you get it, you think this is rubbish. And what happens is, you then put a review on there, the company contacts you and say, oh, please delete that, we'll give you $40 or a £40 voucher. And we've done a time in China, and we're a small company. No, you're not. You're a multi-billion-pound company in China, or multi-million-pound company. And it's a way of making more money, to make false advertising. That's how they do it. Yeah. Who else? I don't know either why. It's beyond me. Why so many people believe him, so many people obviously conning. Don't they go to the follower numbers? Probably. Yeah, that's what it is. If you looked on some other people's sites, there's some others which I'm going to review now. Now I've opened up the can of worms, Pandora's box, and I'm going to start going to other sites as well. If you recommend anybody, let me know. I should go along. I should watch the live and get it from my personal opinion and what I witnessed within that 1 hour, for example. I won't be judging them as they're saying they're a fraud or whatever, unless I can physically see the comments that come in. If you look at SBTV, if a recipient says to a medium, no, I can't take that, I will still put that on air. So the people at home from Facebook or YouTube can see that the recipient has said no. It's not to embarrass them or the medium, it's to say that we're genuine, we're honest. We're neutral to this. We offer a platform to help people. That's what we do here. Yeah, Dawny, keep away. Let's have a look. Yeah, that is... I will mention this because what I'm just about to say is not slander. It is not defamation. What I'm just about to say is truth. I have the email to prove it. Now, I don't know if it was him or his admin team, so I'm not making any accusations. When I first launched SBTV and we did the very first Sunday Sofa, I approached Chris Riley and I asked, would he come on our channel for 10 minutes to talk and help people about depression? As you know, people with depression is a killer. People get so into their mind, they don't know what to do, and it's upsetting. And I asked him if he could come on and just give a few minutes talking to say to people, speak to a counsellor, speak to someone. And this is honest truth. I've got the email to prove it. In case he comes back and says, I never said that, I have the email. He wrote back to me, or his team said, we are not interested in supporting these people. I wrote back and said, are you telling me you are not willing to come on our show for 10 minutes to talk about depression, to say to people, don't give up, keep fighting, there is light at the end of the tunnel? Are you saying you don't want to know? They wrote back to me and said, we are not interested in these people. Those were the words, in these people. 10 minutes of his time. For someone who has 485,000 followers or so, who earns an absolute fortune, didn't want to support those people who had depression. And I have the email to prove it. There you go. And there's other people. You can go online and type in certain things. Lady Anne, for example. I read an article last year. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm not saying anything against the person. I don't know. But I read the article that said a few people who worked in the newspapers asked and went and got some private readings through an email reading system. And they all got back exactly the same reading. Identical. Different email addresses. All spent like £45 or whatever it was. All got back the same email with the same messages. So when the newspaper confronted her about it, it was an admin error. How can it be an admin error if you're doing a private one-to-one reading, tuning in to sending an email, so you're typing it? I'll let you figure it out. that yourself. Okay. And there's other people I've witnessed, I've met before, and it's a shame that we're even having this discussion about these mediums. And I'm not saying every medium's like that. I'm definitely not saying that. There's a load of people who do the phone numbers, who do the stars, who are genuine, who do it to earn a living because of their lifestyle or whatever the case be. I'm not saying it's wrong. I am definitely not saying that is wrong. So please don't look at that the wrong way. Okay, I'm not saying that. I was here to talk about Chris Riley and what I witnessed that 40 minutes yesterday, who he clearly stated on air he had 20,000 stars, which equivalent to £200, and he was in Russia in a hotel doing some deal or something about bitcoins. And I sat there and thought, are you kidding me? These people can't go on holiday, who can't even afford to go on holiday, and you're gloating that you're in Russia in a hotel room. Yeah. But there you go. So I think it's about time that we actually spoke up. And then we started saying to these people, enough is enough. Come on, Facebook, block these people. Now this page is going to be blocked, I can guarantee you that. This page will be blocked. They'd rather block me, who's trying to help people, because it doesn't make them any money. But they keep those other people going because it makes them probably about $1 million a year. So if we're not on tomorrow, I've warned you to go on YouTube, so you know why. No, so we go back to some of your comments now. Yes, Alison, you're right. It's a call centre. See, that's another thing which we can bring up now. I was approached not so long ago, about a year and a half ago, by a company. Probably still got the email because I very rarely delete my stuff. Approached me about having a call centre phone number on my channel. On the top banner where it says Spiritual Psychics TV, they wanted the phone numbers. And the medium's name, let's say Deb Clark, will have a number at the end, the phone number plus her number, like 0102, whatever. And you would ring up thinking it was Deb Clark to give a reading, and it wasn't. It'd be a complete stranger who's sitting there, probably picking their nose, watching a bit of TV. The phone goes, they answer it, they get £1.25p or whatever it is for that call, where the company would make a substantial amount of money and the medium would take a substantial amount of money, but they personally don't give the readings. This is what they do. And they approached me to ask me if I'd be interested in doing the same thing. And their words to me, I can make an equivalent of around £10,000 a month. And I said, no, thank you. That's not what SBTV is about. I could have said yes, took the money, but that's not who I am, and it's not what SBTV is. SBTV is to help. And we're not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect. I make mistakes. Someone told me today that I need to sort of pull my socks up a little bit and take it on board. It's just me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. People on SBTV make mistakes. But at least we don't take advantage of others. I've seen your comment there, Jasmine. I will talk about that privately with you. That's all I can say to that. Leslie, let's have a look what Leslie is saying there. I've also found through working at the church that if a medium is free or doesn't charge a large amount, people think they aren't good enough. Very good. Some people think the more you charge, the better you are. Yeah, that's the mentality of America, isn't it? The more you charge over in America, the better you are. It's a shame because you can go into your church, donate £5 and have a fantastic reading. You go to an holistic fair, spend £25 on someone who just pulls out a tarot card and read from a book. I'm not saying that's wrong. It's each to their own, isn't it? It's how you feel comfortable. But remember, under the community standards, or under the, or what is it, the law, oh God, it's gone out of my head, Consumer Act, whatever it is, there is that you're in your legal right to refuse payment if you feel that it hasn't done the job to a satisfactory level. Consumer Act or something, I can't remember it now. Yeah. It's like anything. If you have your statutory rights, you buy a product, if it breaks down within a year, it doesn't really matter. It could be shoes falling apart. You can still win your legal right to take it back. The shops really have no legal right to say they can't. They have their own rules, but you can still argue the case. And with social media nowadays, you can just say, right, okay, yeah, I've got 4 million people who watch my channel. I'm just about to slate your company. They'll quickly change their mind. Paul Francis, well, total fraud and a rip-off. What absolute thing is? Yeah, some of them are. Some of them are out there, absolutely. And we've just got to be so careful out there what people are doing, because there are a lot of frauds out there, a lot of people who con people. Just be careful out there. Just be careful what you do, where you spend your money. As I said, you get this MPs, people in the media, the people on television, plumbers, electricians, mechanics. Everybody has someone there who absolutely, Paul. Yeah, we have a name for that in this island. Thief. Yeah, absolutely. There's people around the world who take advantage of the vulnerable. And if you're going to be a medium, have your liability insurance. Make sure you are genuine in your heart to help these people. As an example, and I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning his name, where you've got Matt Grogan. I remember being at him at the Holistic Fair. Someone paid him £25 for a reading. They turned and said they couldn't relate to the communicator, even though they accepted the rest of the reading, but they couldn't accept the person he was given. But everything else they could relate to. He said, this is free to you. I'm not here. If you can't understand who this person is, I need to work more, so keep your money, have the free reading. Now, most people have said, well, I still charge, I want my money. He didn't. He said, well, you can accept it, you can accept the reading, but not the recipient who I'm communicating with. Therefore, it was free to you. He didn't need to do that. But because he's genuine, he's honest, he has that integrity about himself. Yeah, Paul, I agree with you there. It's okay to charge after you've delivered a quality service. Mediums who get booked for churches, if they're not booked again, doesn't mean they're not very good, but at that point, it's not working within that venue. Don't say they're a bad person. There's so many things out there, and so many good, great mediums out there. So going back to because I've been waffling now for a good hour and 10 minutes. Who wants a fake reading? 20 stars. But there you go. Anyway, but I hope that's an incitement of what I found and what I witnessed for you. Make your own judgment, please do, because I'm not here to put anybody down or anything like that. It's basically to say to you, just be careful. That's what I witnessed last night, and please be careful. Right, any questions? I'll open up the doors for any questions if you want. Joanne Lewis is saying, you could, I did a 2-year course on Spiritualist Church, hands-on healing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Lou, I know, I've just seen your comment, never heard of him. Keep away. That's all I can say. I just leave. Yeah, 3 stars. Thanks, Liz. That's just earned me 3 pence. Even though we don't do stars. I need to get 20,000. I'm going to give you an example of what it was like. If I can remember. It was like, I promise I'll be giving someone a reading in a minute. Yep. I've just been told that we're going to have a star party. I've got to get 400 stars or 4,000 stars, whatever it was, within 4 minutes. Come on, everybody. Start giving me the stars. Come on. Give me the stars. I had so far I had 20,000 stars. And then Facebook had to reset it, so I've got to start again now. In other words, he's just earned 200 quid. He wants to earn another 200 quid. And that what it was like, non-stop for 40 minutes. And then he moved from one room to another and said he might have to restart, which means by refreshing the page, he starts to count again, i.e. more money. But he didn't. And he kept on. And then he saw a few names, saw my comment, deleted my comment. I made a comment again. He then banned me. Thank you, Benny. Nice to see you again. How many stars do I need to be in for a chance? Well, Terry, last night when I watched him do that, people were sending 200 stars, 100 stars, 200 stars. And their name was still not picked. Honestly, he earned £200 within that 40 minutes that I was watching. And he didn't give anybody anything. He gave this person a reading which was not on the chat, and I say that loosely because I did not see her name in the chat. People were asking in the chat room, who is this person, because we can't see him. No comments were coming up from this individual. I know we get it on our channel as well, and we understand that. But if you're just giving this man 200 stars, you're not going to leave. You're going to stay right to the end. And then he's telling people, not asking, telling people to share. 948 shares he had when I went on. 948, and we're lucky to get 20. In fact, I'm just going to have a quick look actually on Facebook, how many people were shared. As far as we're still on. Let's have a look. Hope you like my little man anyway. He's chatting away there, bless him. Let's have a look. Oh, if it comes on. It's not doing anything. Tony White sending loads of stars. No, Joanne and Tony, no, it's definitely not a lot of stars. You've got to give me 200 stars. Yeah, right. So yeah, I know we're only having a bit of a joke there. It's fun, and that is a good giggle. That just a maybe little giggle there. But please be careful, everybody out there, what you do. Don't go to these pages and give stars. Don't give them your money. Okay, go to sites. There's hundreds of people out there who are online who are genuine, who will give you free readings. Yeah, you might have to be patient, but please be patient. Just hold on, meet like-minded people in the chat, talk to people, get to know people, make it a community, and don't give these people the money. There are genuine people out there, as we know of a few who on here who does that. Support those people instead, who come on and do it for the love and gives reading constantly to people, not one reading every 40 minutes when I witnessed. In my view, that's just not right. Absolutely, Emma. Yeah, if you get a good reading, you have validation comments so others know you are correct. Yeah, absolutely. And when you get that, if you can recommend people or recommend channels, yes, we try and vet everybody when we're live, but we know people come on and say, oh, this person's good, and we allow it in the chat because it's going to help that individual. But as long as a medium doesn't come on and take advantage, which we've seen many times, and they just get blocked, they've only got to contact us and say, can we come on and help advertise? The answer would be yes. If we can squeeze you in, we do it. But to come on and just blatantly abuse is wrong. Mediums have to earn a living as well, and they should be respectful to spirit and to the recipient as well, in my view. Right. I can't see a lot of wrong people. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I just seen what Benny is saying, that in the work that he did, I know what he did. He saw a lot of wrong people. Absolutely. And I've been in this movement now for a good 20 odd years, and when I first got involved with it all, there were so many charlatans out there, and it made me sick, and I turned away. And I must admit, I turned away for about 10-15 years, and it was the best 10-15 years of my life. Don't work for spirit because they make your life horrible. So yeah. I don't think I've got any questions. But let's have a quick. Tomorrow we have 11 o'clock, lovely Alison and the lovely Dawn on tomorrow for 11 o'clock with the brunch. And that's for readings and a good old chinwag and a giggle. And I think their guest tomorrow is Reverend Nick Brown. Looking at a schedule, highly recommend to watch that one. That's going to be good, and I should be watching that and scrutinising it. So right, she hasn't put the background on. Tigger's still on. It's 2 minutes now. The show should have been started. What else do I usually moan at her about? Alison's probably got a list of all the things I moan at her about. Anyway, and then tomorrow evening, Matt has confirmed that Matt and Kirsty will be on tomorrow at 8 o'clock, offering genuine readings and offering their spiritual guidance and with the knowledge that they have. Tuesday we have Merjam with her astrology, and some dodgy medium called Deb Clark is on here tomorrow. I mean, the wonderful Deb Clark is on here tomorrow, which you can also meet in person on the 20th of August, who will be down here for one night only. And then on Wednesday we have Veronica Jenkins, who's doing some psychic readings, and usually they're quite funny when we have Veronica on, so I look forward to that as well. Yeah, it's good, Alison. I missed the last one if I remember rightly, but I remember you saying it was good, so I should look for that. Right. I don't think there's anything else I need to say. Oh, we got our Christmas market. Let's put that on screen. There we go. Look, on December the 3rd from 10 o'clock, we have our Holistic and Craft Christmas market. We have a demonstration of mediumship in person with Deb Clark again. And we have free workshops, free talks with Me Can Meet Santa. And we have the Kiddies Craft area. It's a very large hall, which is 100% free with crafts and all things for kids. So that's for them, along with Meeting Santa as well, which is also free. And there's workshops and talks and holistic fair. That's on the December the 3rd. We haven't decided yet if we're doing anything in the evening with Deb. We haven't decided, but we do have Jane, who's going to be here. We have Polly, who's going to be there. Sam's going to be there. Sam O'Neill, that is. The lovely Sarah Andrews is going to be there. Wimbledon Spiritual Church is going to be there again. So yeah, a lot of the SBTV lot will be there in December. So if you want to come down, let us know. There's going to be the lovely Jackie from the 1940s Cafe there again. So it's going to be an interesting, fun evening. And Joanne Lewis has just reminded me, thank you Joanne, of the SBTV magazine. Now, this magazine is free. We launched it last year and I did neglect it for a while, but the lovely Joanne has terminated that. She's going to take it on now. And so she's whipping me into shape. So if you have any articles, any stories, any pictures, or anything like that, you can go along to the magazine. You don't have to register, only if you want to place an article, which is completely free. And you can read all comments. There's also a card of the day there as well, which is free. And yeah, take a look. We are, Joanne and I have been talking about creating a proper magazine, either PDF or in paper format. And what we're going to be doing is creating that with the best articles that are there. There's also quite a few articles already on there. Please go on and submit your stories, read about it, what's going on, take part in it. Yet again, you can leave reviews, you can do comments, you can rate them. It's trying to make this magazine, because you buy these magazines for like £6-7 each. I married my dead husband or something, some of the headlines. I gave birth to my dead husband, and you think, well, that's all these stories and it's just rubbish. What this is a proper magazine, real life stories, but not misleading titles or stuff like that. So take it, go and have a look. It's called myspiritlife.spiritualpsychicstv.online. So take a look at that. Yes, it's near Wickham. Going back to Deb Clark on the 20th of August is Wickham. There's going to be a small holistic fair there as well. It's not being run by us. It's a private company. We just said that we're supporting and help them. So that's their event on that there. Right. anything else? Alison, Terry, have I forgotten anything? Because usually I forget anything. I think that is all. But thank you for listening. I hope that it helped in some way. And it's given you an insight to what I witnessed last night. Now, yet again, I know I've mentioned it, but I've got to keep mentioning it to protect myself. I'm not defaming this person. I'm not slandering this person. And the images that I used was under fair usage. And what I mentioned was what I factually have witnessed myself and what I saw within that time. Okay, he may be a genuine person, I don't know, but how it came across was quite the opposite in my view. Okay. Yeah, so when I talk, the little avatar talks, it uses the microphone on there. And it's meant to move as well, but I don't think he's moving, bless him. I think he's stuck. Oh no, like he's giving a little wave there. And a thumbs up. Yeah, and it's giving you the finger. Dear bless. You are welcome, Joanne. Joanne's saying, yes, Richard, you're opening our eyes to see what's going on. You're welcome. Tony, I wish I lived near the Christmas one. I've been there for a shot. It's going to be great. There's plenty of hotels around as well. So look what else we've got on there, because I've been leaving very shortly in a few more minutes. Apologies, is that what you do, James? The difference people watching the show, but then right, okay, that's private conversation. Oh, right, thanks, Alison. No, you've done quite well tonight. Thanks. I usually forget everything. It's the medication. That's what I'm saying. What else have we got? Any other comments? No. If I've missed your comments, I apologise. Just that I've been trying to think. I can't multitask. You know, we can do it, but it's not what you're thinking. So yeah. So. Anybody you recommend for me to look at, I will watch and give you my opinion. I can see this is going to be a regular show of getting inputs and stuff like that. And naming and shaming. I think it's about time we start standing up to these people. And as I say, if we're not on tomorrow because someone's complained and they blocked us, we will still be on YouTube. So there you go. Kim, I will be there. The first for the last one was great. Good, Kim, because then what I do with the thing with the bath bomb that you won, you can get it in Christmas in person. Because probably it'd take that long for me to send it anyway, because I'm terrible. A warning, if you win anything on SBTV when you're a VIP and we do the competitions, expect to be waiting for months. You've been warned, because I am terrible at posting things out. It's a shame they can't put it in online and send it out. But there you go. I will have a good evening. Thank you, Margaret, and thank you for supporting us. I'm just going to have a quick look. Hi, Bobby. Hope you're doing well. Just have a quick look to see if anybody within that hour that I've been on, because you haven't given me any stars because we don't do it, but I wonder if anybody's kindly donated. Let's have a quick look, shall we? At 37 pence. 1. Thank you ever so much, Bernie. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. So I will send Terry your details so put you in the lounge. So yeah, that's it. It's been nice not doing any readings tonight. Makes a change. Have fun. Enjoy your day tomorrow, everyone. I've got 4 minutes. I should leave at 9 o'clock. We've got 4 minutes. Bobby, I believe we met yesterday. Did we? Probably did. What am I not done? I don't know. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we did. Hi, Bobby. Yeah, hi. This was the artist, everybody. Yesterday when I went round the hall and Grantham, the lovely Bobby here was given readings, but his artwork was amazing. So people, can you all say hi to Bobby for me? Check him out. His work was amazing. His artwork was amazing, and you would have seen that yesterday if you watched the live. Anyway, that is my rant for tonight. I hope I haven't turned anybody off, but it was just to let people know how you can catch and figure out a lot of frauds. with mediums and psychics and whatever they wish to call themselves. Just so please, please, please be aware. Liz Kennedy, what's your surname? Most people call me God. Like, oh God. I think that's what my surname is. I'm not quite sure. Anyway. Hi, Carol. SBTV doesn't do stars. No, SBTV is 100% free. And we just rely on your kind donations to keep this going. So without those donations, SBTV wouldn't be here. But then again, it probably would, because it owes me a substantial amount of money, and I keep putting my own money out of my own pocket to go there. It's like when I go around the holistic fairs, I buy things from the holistic fairs and I give them away on air, because it might be a crystal or a bath bomb or a necklace, but at that point that person obviously needed it, so we're happy to give it. So you might think, well, where's this money come from? Well, those who donate, if there's anything left over in the kitty at the end of the month, that's when we buy the goodies to give away to the VIPs. And that's how it works. So then no one can accuse us of making money and a profit. We don't. SBTV does not make a profit, and not one penny goes in my pocket. It all goes, I volunteer for the last 3.5 years, nearly every single day, doing this for everyone else. So there you go. So that's how it works, if you wasn't sure. Right. I want to say good night. Don't forget tomorrow at 11 a.m. And Bobby, Alison, have a word with Bobby about coming on the brunch show, if you don't mind. He's in the chat on Facebook. To get him on, if you don't mind, to talk about his art, inspired art. Brilliant work. Thoroughly enjoyed looking at that yesterday. Have a nice little chinwag with him. So anyway, good night everybody. Have fun, stay safe, keep away from these people. You've been warned. Bye for now.